Thanks for clicking play, welcome to the video. In this video we're going to be making Cockzilla 3.0. Why the hell am I making a cock?
Lockdown happened, everyone did Zoom calls, this lady had a cock on a shelf, we thought it was a funny housewarming gift, my friends were buying a house, stuck some wood together, had a go at carving, turned out pretty well, gave it as a present.
What the fuck are we going to do with this?
Now I need money.
Now whilst I was making the Cock 2.0, I was going through all my scrap wood because that's what we're making it out of, and I found tons of this stuff which has got really nice grains in it. First comes the tricky part, working out how it's going to go together, because I have got no idea what I'm doing. I'm not a sculptor, not a carpenter, I just make this shit up as I go along. So yeah, I'm gonna make some measurements and let's get into it. Ooh, it's getting weighty now. This is looking horrible. I don't know how I made that first one, because I can't envision what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I don't know which bits to cut. I'm a bit stumped. Stump. I think I'm just gonna try and make a circle out of this base bit and then take it from there. Right, that's me done for the day. This room is destroyed. It is full of sawdust, which is why I need a mask. So if I do sell this, that is the first thing I'm going to buy on my list. Also, I've destroyed my cutting disc thing, which is really annoying because they're expensive and they take ages to arrive. And yeah, my basement is now trashed. So after I've made this one and the other one that's ongoing, I'm going to have to do a massive, massive tidy up in this place. So yeah. Spent a shift and a half today, like all day working on cocks. Damn, that sounds horrible. Again, it's funny though. So it's pretty much ready for detailing now. There's lots of holes and spaces I've got to fill with glue and sawdust, or wood filler if I can find some. Once I've done those, I'll be ready for a final sand. It sounds so close to being finished, but I know it's going to be hours and hours of work before it is.
My caulk is now silky smooth, and that's because I have sanded the hell out of it. So we're going to go on to the next stage. Before that, there's a few blemishes on this thing that I just can't get rid of, but they're too deep to remove without fully remodeling this and taking an extra couple of weeks to finish it. And I'm on a bit of a timeline with this one. Next, it's time to do the finishing, which means fire time. Okay, when I first fired it up, this section here had me really worried because it just wasn't burning. It took ages to actually get some colour into it. But then it started exposing these weird little cracks, which I've never seen before, and they look absolutely awesome. I've done a few burning projects before and they all seem to go smoothly. But this one, every single section seemed to have a different temperature that it was burning at. Yeah, so this one was very, very tricky. I think I'm actually gonna have to give it an extra pass, and it's actually feeling slightly rough now, so I'm gonna have to give it an extra sand as well. Also, there was tons of sap bubbling on this thing, so it's definitely gonna need smoothing down again. But another quick coat of flame, another sand, and then we get to start sealing it, and it's pretty much done. So the blowtorch seems to have heated the glue and made it not stick, or it's heated the wood and the wood's expanded and separated. I don't know, but there's little gaps forming in between each section, especially this section. There's a massive, massive gap on here. The section I fixed seems to be all right, but yeah, that's too bad. I'm gonna have to fix this before I carry on with anything, which means gluing and waiting for it to dry.
It's weird.
Penis number 3 is finished. The one I made for my friends is number 1. 4mm plywood is number 2. This is number 3. So it didn't go as smoothly as I was expecting, but maybe my penis sculpting expectations have risen too high. First problem, I used screws to clamp everything together because my clamps weren't big enough. When I was sanding it down and cutting it away, I kept on coming across the metal, it made sparks, I would have to cut deeper into that, it took longer to smooth that section out. I'm not doing that again. Using screws didn't put enough pressure evenly across sections, which meant certain sections lifted, I had to fix them halfway through, that was not ideal either. When I was blowtorching it, different sections had different temperatures that they scorched at, which meant if one section was trying to burn, the surrounding sections got really black. Never come across that before, but now I know. The wood I used was also quite soft. It might have soaked up moisture from my basement because it's quite damp, so when I was firing it, it's kind of expanded, contracted, done all these weird things, which means you can actually feel the ridges in between each section, even though after I sanded it, it was perfectly smooth. But I feel all of that adds to the overall effect of the finished product. I've never had like a scorched wood thing where you see all these cracking effects going on, and it just, to me it looks really cool, like I like it. And another weird thing that I've never encountered, and that is all the grain lines where they're kind of quite exposed. After flaming them, they've actually become quite rigid and pronounced. So it's now kind of ribbed for their pleasure. I mean, come on, if you bought this, you would be stroking it. So when I made the 4mm plywood penis, it was gonna be a bit of a laugh, bit of a challenge, something for my friends to have a giggle at, and maybe I'd make some money. 3 things happened whilst I was making that project. 1, there was loads of offcuts, which I really wanted to challenge myself to make something from scrap off cuts of scrap off cuts, and that's why I ended up with the beard mat video, which is the last one. 2, I found some more wood that I thought would be really cool for another penis. I wasn't planning on making this, but I came across that wood and I thought, yep, we're gonna do that again. And 3, I found I've really enjoyed making stuff out of wood and challenging myself to learn new skills. So obviously I'm going to try and make something from the scrap wood from this. It's getting close to Christmas, so I've got another video in the works as well. But as usual, if you've got any tips, questions or suggestions, stick them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Whoop.